What is up, lovers of budget cars and bikes and camper vans at the moment? Welcome back to the channel and another product review. We've just been sent out a brake fluid tester. I don't know much about these products, I have to admit, but they did offer to send one out if I was interested, and it seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, there's been many times that I thought there was something wrong with my brakes, either on my car or on my bike or indeed in the van. And as I said, I've wondered what was wrong with it, if it's pads or it felt a bit spongy, etc, etc. And people have suggested to me then, you know, have you changed your brake fluid? I don't really get into that kind of aspect of mechanicals, if I'm honest. I can do basics, but, you know, I mean, I have done brake fluid changes and I've done brake pads and all the rest of it. But this seems like, as I said, a bit of a no-brainer when it comes to testing your brake fluid, just to see if it does need changing, what's going on with it, is it bad, is it good, etc, etc. Now this, as I said, has just been sent out and it seems incredibly easy to use. It obviously has all the information up there of what it does. Just pause the video if you want to go through that. And then we've got some more information just down here, but as I said, incredibly basic and easy to use. It looks like it's got an LED light there as well, which I don't know how useful that's going to be, but we'll find out. And on the back, obviously, you get a short set of instructions with a key explanation, etc, etc. So what we're going to do is get this out of this little packaging here, see what we've got, and then after that, obviously, we'll go out to the car and I will give it a full-on real-world test, see what's going on, because my mum's RAV4, which if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you'll know that we've got this old 22-year-old RAV4, which is still going. I won't say it's going strong, but it's still going. So, and that's had some problems with the brakes over the years as well, and I've never really known what the problem was. Get a bit of a juddering on the ABS, so I'm going to test this now on that, just to see what's going on with the fluid, because we've had that 10 years now, believe it or not, and I've never changed the brake fluid. I know, before you start in the comments, I know I probably should have done. The brake discs and pads have all been changed, and it gets an oil change and filter change every year, but I've never actually checked what's going on with the brake fluid, or any of the fluids apart from the oil and the water, of course. So it gives me the perfect opportunity to get this outside, test it out, show you how this thing works, and see if we've actually got any problems with our brake fluid on our 22-year-old Toyota. So let's get this unboxed, or unpackaged as it were, and see what we got, give it a little test in the house, and then we'll take it out to the car and give it a real world test. So the first thing to note is you will need some batteries. Normally these kind of things come with batteries, but obviously this one doesn't, because I tried to put the power on and nothing happened. And as you can see, you just take out this little screw, this little back plate comes off, and obviously there are no batteries. So we'll get some batteries in there and continue on. So we've got the batteries in. As you can see, there is your little LCD screen. It's just a basic grey screen effectively, and it's so easy to use this. You will basically just press the menu button here. That will change from .3 to .4 to .5.1. So whatever you're using in your car, check your user manual obviously, or your owner's book, and it will tell you what you should be using, ergo what should be in your car. And as I said, you can just go through those menus there. There's only 3 to choose from. You can turn the screen light off if you want to. Not sure why you'd want to, and there's your flashlight function there as well. As you can see, you've got a little LED light there. Again, not quite sure how useful that's going to be, but effectively what we will do, you've got this little graph up here, as you can see, like a volume bar almost, and if you change over from .4 to .5 to .3 there, as you can see, that should in turn then go up. What I'm assuming will happen is the higher this goes up, the better your fluid is. The lower it down it is, the worse it is, because you've got a little graph here that says 0.5, 1 to 2% okay, and 3 to 4% is a kind of a warning triangle there. So you're looking to be somewhere between 1 and 2%. If you're 0.5, I'm not sure exactly what that denotes, because it doesn't tell you anything about that. So I'm assuming what you need to do basically is be aiming to go between 1 and 2%. There is a little tip guide here. It says, in order to ensure good braking performance, it is recommended when testing the oil index to reach the range of 3%. Yeah, okay. The odd thing about that is that if you get up to 3% on here, it comes up with a warning. So I'm not sure which one of these is most accurate. I would think if you can get anywhere between 1 and 3%, you're golden. If you've got below 0.5 or above 3%, then you need to change. So as I said, what we'll do is, well, I'll go inside now and I'll work out exactly what dot we've got in our car, because I'm not sure off the top of my head. We'll change that over on here, as you can see, as we've already shown you, and then we'll dip this big thing here into our brake reservoir pot and see what the results are and go from there. So let's pop out to the car and we'll give it a real world test, see how good it is. So we're out by the RAV4. Bear in mind this is a 22-year-old car, so don't laugh too much at the state of the engine bay on here. It is battered and bruised, but it is a workhorse and it is used every single day and has never let me down. Apart from we do have a slight brake issue. What we're effectively getting is the ABS system kind of juddering slightly. So I'm wondering if this is going to give us any indication as to what's happening with the brake fluid. As you can see, it's a bit low, but if you look at the line just, if I can get my hand here, that's actually above max. So not ideal. I mean, I've never changed the brake fluid on here. I've no clue what it's about. It's not in my kind of catalogue of skills, as it were, but that is over the max mark. It hasn't been changed in 10 years that I know of, so we are going to use this fancy little device here, which we've just seen upstairs, and find out exactly what is going on. It should be pretty simplistic. We should be able to just dip that into there, press the button, and hey presto, we should have our reading to find out exactly what's going on. So bear with me. Right, we're going to stick this straight into there. It could not be easier. It'll literally sit into there. I'm hoping you can see the screen there, guys, as well. We'll just press the button. We don't need to press any buttons by the looks of things. We've got 4 bars, which is between the 1 and 2%. As you can see, anything below there is not ideal. Anything above there means basically you've got to change it. But looking at this now, as you can see there, those little lines are right bang in the middle of the 1 to 2%, which is the OK section. So we are OK. If we were to test this and it was any higher than that, then obviously we know we've got a problem, and any lower than that, we know we've got a problem. But looking at this, even though it's 10 years old, that has told me there is absolutely nothing wrong with this brake fluid. And that is as simple as it could possibly be to check your brake fluid. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. I mean, if you were to take into consideration how much it would cost you to take your car to a garage to have your brake fluid checked out if you had any kind of problems you were concerned about, and the cost of this unit here, I think it's worth it. If you've got 2 or 3 cars, this will pay for itself, literally, by testing your own brake fluid out. It's not for everybody, of course, and as you can imagine, if you do mobile kind of mechanical work, or if you're a small independent garage, this could be incredibly useful to you. I reckon a garage would probably charge you 50 quid to change your brake fluid over and to bleed the system, and you may not even need that. With this, you'll find out prior to that whether you need to change your brake fluid, ergo whether you need to go to a garage. But as I said, a small independent garage, this could be incredibly useful to you. Or if you've got 2 or 3 or more cars that are in your household and you want to test out this kind of stuff without taking it to the garage and the expense of having it changed over, as I said, when it may not actually need changing over. My car just outside there was a prime example. The brakes are playing up, but it's not the brake fluid. We just tested that and seen that, so that saved me a trip to the garage. So link is in the description. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, a like and a share, and as I said, the link for this will be in the description from Kingbolen. Also, don't forget to check out the other reviews we've done on diagnostic tools throughout the channel as well. There's some really interesting stuff in there, and as I said, if you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing, and we'll catch up in a couple of weeks. I hope it helped, guys. Take care now. Bye bye.